action. Cut the lights. This is it. The night of nights. And oh, what heights we'll hit. On with the show. This is it.
Hey, this is Goose. I'm back again with another edition of On With The Show, and today we're going to talk about the TV show The Purge that basically has it's into its 10 episode event that USA Network has been basically promoting. They promoted it for like the last month or so, and now that it's in gear, they're really trying to get everybody hyped up for The Purge. And of course we all know this is based on the movie series The Purge, where 12 hours, one day of the year, you're allowed to go out and commit any crime you want. All crime is legal. Even murder. That's what they emphasize. Even murder, which is exactly what they want to focus on. They want to focus on people in danger. They're being hunted. They're being killed. And they decided to take this idea of The Purge from the movies and put it into a TV series, which is an interesting idea. Usually it's the other way around. Usually, movies are based out of, television shows, but here they did it the other way. My first impressions of The Purge, I've only watched the first 2 episodes, and my first inclinations of it right now is that a lot of it has, it's not what I expected based on the trailers we've been seeing. All the trailers we've been seeing is that, hey, these people are going to be in danger, and they're going to be put into circumstances that you've never been in before. Or they may have to purge. They may be purged. And so far, right now, what I'm watching are basically 3 different stories that are all competing to be the main story. And at this point, I'm not too sure which story to follow. You have one story where a Marine comes back from Afghanistan, and he finds that his parents have been killed, and that his sister has pretty much run off, and he's trying to find her. And the other part of that storyline is that we find the sister has joined some type of weird religious cult that has decided to allow them. She's going to be purged upon. She's not going to go out and purge and kill people. She's going to allow someone to kill her in an effort to basically relieve their sins and for them to be able to go on to the afterlife. That's a little disturbing because, with cults the way they are lately, it's basically, what we see in all the reports that, a lot of these cults, in the end, a lot of people die, and I think this is this is the storyline I've been most interested in following, because you're trying to, here's a guy who's trying to find his sister before she gets killed. He wants to get her out of there, before the purge, and he gets caught in it, and he's trying to weave his way through it. That's a really good storyline. But the other 2 storylines are really slow, and they're really hard to get into. One storyline is a young lady, an executive, who you find out has placed a contract kill on somebody. We don't know who. We assume it's her boss. But again, it's only the 2nd episode, and not a lot of things have not a lot of things have come about to actually give that that conclusion, because a lot of people, they want to give that twist and that little turn, and how it goes, which is pretty interesting. And then the 3rd one is a couple who, they go to this big party, and they get, for business purposes, and they get basically, I won't say trapped, but they get in this compound, and it closes for the night while the purge is happening, so that nobody inside, can be purged upon. It's a fortress. And in the process, they find out that some of the things that they've done in the past are now starting to come back to haunt them, and they're trying to figure out how to deal with it, while at the same time trying to impress somebody to get this big business deal done. My overall view of this TV show right now, again, I'm only 2 episodes into it, is that while one storyline is very engaging, and that's the storyline of the Marine trying to save his sister, the other 2 are basically plodding along as fodder. I don't know what the plans were of trying to make this happen. What I'm getting at is that someone in the writer's room said, let's show what happens behind the scenes of people who maybe aren't participating in the purge, and they're in a concept where they're trying to be safe. I don't know how long that's going to work. One of the biggest reasons why you want to watch a television show is because something happens in the previous one that makes you watch the next one. I'm not finding that here with those other two storylines. I'm finding that they're very slow and almost to a point where it's like you really don't want, it's like you only want to watch the one storyline. And if they had made that the one storyline, I think we would have a big success and a big winner here. But right now, I don't see it happening. It's too slow. It's almost too methodical, and it's almost like they want you to engage into characters that we really haven't seen develop yet. We get a lot of good exposition in a lot of them, but there's nothing there for me to really care right now. Is it watchable? Yeah, but after a while you begin to look at your clock wondering how much longer do we have left in the show, which is a death sentence for any movie or television show. And let me just make one other thing. This is something that I'm going to reiterate, is that it really hasn't done before. Usually, again, a movie is based on a television show. This is a television series based on a movie. And I think what happens is that in a movie, you've only got 2 hours to engage your audience, and you've got to increase that tension throughout the 90 to 120 minutes. Here you've got 10 one-hour episodes, and there's not a whole lot of tension really building that I can see happening. At least not with the other two storylines that are just developing way too slow. We don't know why this woman would want her boss killed, other than, well, I'm not moving up in the company. We don't know why this couple is presumably trying to avoid their host's daughter, other than there was some type of tryst that happened, and it just becomes very boring. So the only way I could actually recommend this TV show is that if there's really nothing else to watch. The one storyline is engaging. The one storyline with the Marine trying to save his sister, that's good. If I was the executive producer, I would have focused on that one storyline and made the other two kind of supplemental. But that's not what is happening here. We have 3 stories that are competing with each other, and only one is worth watching. I'm Goose Scott with On With The Show. If you like this video, give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe because I'm going to be putting out new content every day. Go out and catch a show.